Hi, everyone. It is Saturday, almost Saturday afternoon. This is Reshaunda Thornton.
And I'm Natalie Gensits. Hello.
And we're going to give you another, what is day 11, I think it is, for our 30 days and 30 ways of mental and healthy living. Yesterday we talked about budget shopping, but steered it towards more on the healthy end, just to kind of give you guys some ideas and tips on if you're going to go shopping, you know money is tight, how can we best strategically do that and make sure we're bringing in the healthy foods, because that's what we're really going to need right now during these times. But today this is the weekend, and most of the time it is almost spring, or actually spring rolling into close to summer. Typically, we'll be at a baseball game, we'll be outside the park, we'll be doing something outside with other people. So the feeling of loneliness is probably one of the things most of us are feeling right now. So today we're going to talk about reasons to feel less lonely. So when I say that, I don't want to downplay anyone's feeling of loneliness, because this is a real thing. Whether it's in your homes by yourself, or even you're in your home with your loved ones, you still feeling like you're not able to get out there and connect with the people you typically connect with. So the feeling of loneliness is unfortunately, it's a way that we're all experiencing. But understand one thing is, the truth is, you may be physically, lonely, but when you look at the bigger picture, everyone from your neighbors to your relatives across the state, across the country, we're all like in this together, so everyone is feeling the same way that you feel. So you are physically lonely, but you're not the only one doing this alone. So I saw a hashtag, I think it was yesterday, and it really resonated to me. I'm sure you probably start seeing it more often. It's called Alone Together. So just the idea that we're alone, but we're all together in this. So just knowing that you have the next person next to you that can really connect and realize what you're going through, that can create conversation, that can create a community, that could create a way that you guys can still connect without physically being around each other. And speaking of community, right now we got to take advantage of technology. All our different social media platforms, our Zoom, we got our iPhone with FaceTime. We have so many ways that we can connect with, keep creating community within our limitations right now. So jump on, any of the platforms everyone's talking about the same thing. So again, you can connect, you can find ways to kind of bring some of those common things together. So building community and utilizing your technology. And on the flip side, think about the concept of being lonely. You can look at this as being lonely, or you can also look at this as being time alone. You know, this is a great time to just you know, pull out the things that you enjoy doing. Hang out with yourself. It may sound weird, but like, do a puzzle by yourself, do isolated things by yourself, play your music that you enjoy, and look at this as time alone, not just, oh, I'm feeling lonely. You may find you may have fun by yourself. I think sometimes when we can't wait to go hang out with someone else or go to an event, we look for those as sources of happiness, when we haven't stopped to look at, I can do things by myself and to still find happiness. So also another reason to feel less lonely is looking at this as just time alone.
I
That
love
was a
that,
lot to be said.
I think it is so important to be able to have good time by yourself. It's important to have time by yourself, and it is important to be able to find fun times with yourself. And I honestly think, like, if you can't be happy with yourself and by yourself, you're probably not going to be happy with other people in the end, thinking of a longer term relationship. If you can't be happy
That's a
with
good
yourself
point.
first, you're probably not going to be happy no matter who is down the road with you. So good point.
Yeah, it's a great point.
I can relate to the loving my time alone though with the two younger kids right now. So
I'm sure you look for it.
That all being said, like you said, we don't want to downplay the real truth about loneliness being a real thing. There are actual research common themes behind being lonely and feeling loneliness. So we want to acknowledge those today too. And some of the causes for loneliness or feelings of loneliness would be like if you're recently retired, if you're recently an empty nester, if you've lost mobility or had some major family breakdown or dispute. If you look at my notes a little bit, Mobility. Oh, just poor health in general. If you're working too much or too little, you might feel lonely. It's hard to find that balance, especially now, but that might drive a feeling of loneliness. And I think the benefit of realizing where it's coming from is just the whole ability to distinguish, is this something that I can try to overcome and let go of, or is this something that needs to be addressed with a counselor or whatever it may be? And it also helps you label, like we were talking the other day about impatient versus frustration. If you can kind of pinpoint it a little bit more, it helps you be able to let go of that and reframe it into something else, like, wow, this is just more time for me to explore something that I've been wanting to do, or whatever it may be. So it's good to distinguish where it's coming from, but we also want to provide to you today some tips to help you overcome the loneliness and overcome those feelings that are not that you don't need to hang on to, that will help you feel less lonely. So one of the things that we've been doing through church, of course, is like streaming the services, so you feel like you're in your church group as regularly. My small group keeps a text strand going with each other, just trying to check in, how you doing, or whatever. And, being just sharing inspirational thoughts and scripture. Also doing our weekly Zoom calls, which you're going to talk a little bit more about too, I think. Being creative is a good way to kind of take away the edge of loneliness. Pick up your instrument if you play and sing a song, make up a song. Maybe it'll go viral. I don't know.
And this is a good time for scrapbooking too, for anyone who likes to scrapbook.
That is a great suggestion. So scrapbooking, putting your puzzle.
I'm thinking about myself.
Yeah, anything creative. It like completely takes you to a different little world of your own that you are enjoying, which leads into reading some fiction. You could read fiction to feel less lonely, kind of go into your own little fantasy world and enjoy what you're reading about. Oh, and then the other thing I wanted to mention is to get good sleep. If you're not getting good sleep, you're more likely to feel depressed and sad, and you definitely need to make sure you're getting good sleep. And also back to your hashtag that you found, I love that, Alone Together, Reshaunda, because I just think about my different moments through life where I'm like panic or feeling lonely, and I'm like, wait, am I totally screwing this up? I'm thinking about some parenting things, and then I'm like, wait, I'm not the only one that's
not the only one.
And those kids survive, so surely I'm not maiming my kids too badly, or screwing this up too badly. So when you stop and think about your situation, think about there's probably other people in it, similar situations, and like you said, find the common thing you have in common and chat with those people if that's what helps.
Yeah.
So what are some tips that you use?
Yeah, I mean, those are great tips. And I mean, it's almost, identical to just how you're talking about how finding those people that you have things in common with. Some of the tips I have is, right now, again, take advantage of any remote activity with family and friends. I mean, anything from like, have like a virtual book club, like kind of find a book that we several people have book clubs, not just have a virtual one, or even just find like, okay, we're watching a lot of shows right now. We all are watching a lot of shows. Like, is there like this season of this show that, you want to like kind of have a group chat about, everyone watches, certain episodes and then come together and talk about it. I mean, it's fun, what I mean? It's a way to occupy time and not feel like you're alone, right? They're all watching the same thing with you. And another one is like, yes, we're feeling alone, but just think about maybe some people that we know that literally don't have anyone. How can we have like scheduled check-ins where we're checking in on them, we're emailing them, or we're talking, calling them? I mean, that's another component of just having scheduled check-ins with people that you can talk to. And if it's scheduled, then again, you're not going to be alone that whole entire day. You have a list of people that you're going to kind of communicate with. So those would be some tips that I would offer.
I like the scheduling thing. That's a good idea because you have something to look forward to. And then I think that's a great way to check in with your older neighbors, especially, and make them feel not so lonely.
Yeah, they appreciate, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we are gonna those are our tips for today. We're gonna share in the thread some hotlines in case the loneliness goes a little deeper for you. We don't want to downplay that or make light of it, but otherwise, we hope you found these tips helpful and can enjoy any alone time that you have. If you want to post how you enjoy spending your alone time, share that below in the thread. And we'll be back tomorrow with another segment.
Yes. 30 days, 30 ways, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.